Hello, my class. Today I'm going to be showing you the basics of how to draw a face. Now, I typically do this at the end of the school year so that we can make a book of our faces for our memory books, and we usually write about our favorite memory. I'll be attaching this page so that if you want to print it out and still write your favorite memory, then you totally can. But you can totally just draw your face on a blank sheet of paper as well. So let me show you how to draw a basic face. I'll be switching back and forth to show you just some differences that you can draw for girls and boys, but mostly a lot of it is the same. Okay, so I will tell you you should do this with a pencil. Okay, I'm going to be doing it with a marker so that you can see what I'm doing, but you really have to do this with a pencil because we're going to be drawing lines on our page that we're going to want to erase later. Okay, so I'm doing this with a marker. You should do this with a pencil. Okay, so on your blank sheet of paper, you're going to want to draw an oval. And another thing that I'm going to suggest is that you should have a mirror nearby because if you're going to draw your face, then you want to know what it looks like. And we may think we know what our face looks like, but particularly when we're talking about eye shape and eyebrow shape and what our nose looks like, it'll be easier if you have a mirror. But if you want to just practice drawing a basic face first, then you can practice that and then try to draw your own face. Okay, so first we need to start with an oval for our heads. Okay, and when you get down to where the chin is, some of us have a more pointed chin, some have a more square chin. But it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want kind of an oval shape that maybe is a little more square at the bottom or maybe more pointed at the bottom. Okay. And that can take a lot of practice too to get that drawing right. We're going to draw the neck a little bit too. We don't want it to be really skinny. It kind of comes down in between the side of the face and the chin. Okay. And maybe I'll put some of the shoulders, make a shirt, a line for a shirt, and then make the shoulders. Okay, so now we have our basic face shape. To understand where to put the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, first what we want to do is we want to make a light, with your pencil, a light dotted line right down the middle so that we can make our faces pretty symmetrical. Okay. Then we're going to put a line for the eyes. Now, a lot of times we think that our eyes are very high up on our heads, and so we'll put them up high like this. But you got to remember that we got to fit hair on this head and a forehead. So the eyes are going to go in the middle. So we're going to just kind of guess about where is the middle of this face and put the dotted line across. Now that might seem a little bit too low to some of you, but I'll show you later. When we put the hair in, it'll make a lot more sense. Next, the nose. The nose is going to be, or at least the bottom of our nose, is going to be in the middle between where the eye line is and where the chin is. So I'm going to put a dotted line across there. And then for the mouth, it's going to be in the middle between where the bottom of the nose is and where the bottom of the chin is. About there. Okay. And these lines are going to help guide us to know where to put everything on the face. Okay. So where we're going to place our eyes is right in the middle of the side of the face and the middle of the face. So I'm going to make a dot in the middle here. That's going to be the pupil of one eye. And a dot in the middle over here. Okay. Then I'm going to draw a circle around that dot. Okay. And then I'm going to make kind of an almond shape around the eye. And everybody has a different eye shape. My eyes are very almond shaped and smaller, but everybody has different ones. But right now we're just going to do the general eye shape. Okay, so I'm going to make kind of a little curved line right here. I'm going to put a dot on the outside here, and I'm going to bring this around. I want it to touch the top of my circle. Okay, and you can connect these lines, but I kind of like to not connect it all the way, just kind of have an implied line. Same thing over here. I'm going to put a little curve. I'm going to put a dot over here that I'm kind of bringing it to. Make sure that my lines touch the top of the circle and my line touches the bottom of the circle. Okay, so now to fill in your eyes, you could wait if you're going to color it and just use a crayon or a colored pencil or a marker with your color of eyes. But if you're just drawing a black and white drawing, then the amount of lines that you put on are going to kind of show the color of your eyes. Now, I have really light eyes. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a little circle on the top right of the dot. That's kind of like when the light shines on your eyes and it reflects in your eyes. And I'm going to put just some light lines around the edge. And this really makes the eyes look more light, like mine are light blue. If you put more lines, then it can make the eyes seem dark. And if you put kind of like a medium amount of lines, then it can make them seem like maybe if it's a lighter brown, or maybe a gray color. Okay, so the amount of lines that you put in the eyes will show whether it's dark or light. Okay, next, what we're going to do is we're going to draw eyebrows. And eyebrows are kind of like a rainbow that go above the eyes. And everybody has different eyebrow shape. But in general, there's usually thinner eyebrows and some thicker eyebrows. So on this person, I'm going to draw some thinner eyebrows. So I'm just going to put like a little curve here. And then I'm going to make dashes to draw the lines in a curve in kind of a rainbow shape over the eyes. If you have bushier eyebrows, then I might make them more square. Some people have more square eyebrows and draw them more like this with lines going up. Lots of different kinds of eyebrows. Okay. Now, if this is completely optional, but if you're a girl or you have really long eyelashes, you might want to add some lines up that curve around the eyes to show eyelashes. You can put as many or as few as you want. Okay. But you don't have to put those. And particularly if you don't have long eyelashes, you don't have to put those, but you might want to put like maybe a slight line above to show your eyelid. Like that. Okay, next we have the nose. So the bottom of our nose is going to hit this line. And so you kind of want to show the bottom of your nose by making like a smiley face type of line. And then in order to show where your nostrils are, you might curve up a bit like this. Okay, on the edges. And then to show where your nostrils are, put some curves around the edge like this. And everybody has a different nose shape, but that's a basic nose shape that you can do. And then to show the side of your nose, you can just put a line that comes kind of from the eyebrow to the side of one, just to show where that nose is. You could even put in a little bit of shading here if you wanted to. So I'm going to add a nose to this one as well. And you can play around with that shape. Make it look slightly different. So slightly differently shaped. Okay. Now I'm going to make my lip shape, and this part will be different for boys and girls as well. But again, you can draw it however you want to draw it. If you're drawing for a girl's face, then you want to, we're going to draw the top of the lips on the top of the line and the bottom of the lips below this line. Okay? So for girls, you're going to want to make it more pronounced, more up and down on the top of the lip. Make a curved line below. Maybe bring a little outline below there. And you can do like a bit of shading on the upper lip, even on the bottom lip if you want to. For boys, or if your lips just aren't shaped like that, maybe they're more squarely shaped, you're going to want to bring more of like a straight line. You can still make it come up in like a smile. And you can curve on the bottom as well. But a lot of times it's more like a straight line, like this. Could even give them a full smile. Okay. Now this is the biggest difference, is your hair type is going to really make a difference here. So if you're a girl with longer hair, here's how you can draw your hair. You can, depending on where your hairline is, you know, where that part where you part your hair. Some people part their hair down the middle, some on the left, some on the right. So just figure out where that hair part is, and then you're going to want to draw, maybe my bangs come up this way. Okay. And then you can start making your hair come down. If it's shorter, make it shorter. If you wear a ponytail, you can put a ponytail in there. But then you just bring in as many lines as you want to make it look like the color of hair you have. This is another part where if you're coloring it, you can just bring in whatever color your hair is and use that to color it in. But if you're just keeping it a black and white drawing, then the more lines you make, the darker the color will look. And my hair is blonde, so I'm going to keep it with just a few strands. But if your hair is a darker color, then the more lines that you make, the darker the color will look. If you have short hair, if you're a boy with short hair or a girl with short hair, then you're going to have kind of a similar thing. You want to figure out where do you part your hair, if you part your hair at all, and so that will make a difference. Oh, you know what I forgot to put in? I forgot to put in ears. Let's put in ears really quick. So the ears are kind of near the top of the eyebrows and go a little bit below the eyes. So I'm just going to bring those there, but I can show you better on this one. So at the top of the eyebrows, I'll bring a circle up, bring it down like this, and everybody has differently shaped ears, so you can make changes based on that as well. Okay, for this hairstyle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show if there's no part, maybe it's kind of spiked up here, so I'm just going to start putting in hair marks here, lines for the hair, and then you can keep moving up like that. But there's lots of different styles that you can do. And if I'm being honest, a lot of times for me, it's harder to draw guy hair than it is to draw girl hair. So you could also have, maybe your hair kind of slopes this way and you have it parted over here. Okay. Maybe your hair let's see, maybe you have it slicked back this way and then some comes down that way. So it just depends on what your hairstyle is and how it looks. Okay, so that's the basics of how to draw a face. Once you have drawn it and you've got it the way that you like it, then you'll go in with your eraser and you'll erase all of those lines that you made so that you can't see them. You could put maybe some blush on the cheeks if you want to. Just play around with it. And a lot of this comes from practice and trying different things. And maybe you don't know how to draw a ponytail, but you just kind of look at yourself in the mirror and figure out how you can draw that ponytail. Just try different things. This was something that I learned back in 4th grade, and I've been practicing ever since to try to draw faces. And this was the one that I drew last year. So that's another thing. Once I drew my picture, I asked my class, "Hey, does this look like me?" And they're like, something's missing. And we realized it was my glasses. So if you wear glasses, or like I wear these earrings a lot, I added these earrings to make it look like me. A lot of those details can help to make it really look like a picture of you, to add those details in. Okay, well, I hope you had fun learning how to draw a face. Have a great day.